Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Social.in podcast. I'm your host Pradeep, and on this episode of the Social Media Weekly, we're talking about Pinterest's battle against climate change, we're talking about Twitter's unmentionable feature, and we're talking about Google Merchant Center being linked to Google Analytics 4. Let's get started. So for our first story, we're talking about Microsoft Ads. Yes, if you didn't know, Microsoft has a pretty robust advertising platform, and apparently in 2021, they blocked over 3 billion ads from their platform. That's double the number they did in 2020. Now, what's interesting here is that a lot of people didn't even know Microsoft had 3 billion ads in the first place to block. Apparently, these ads include celebrity fake endorsements. A lot of people are pretending to be Elon Musk and peddling crypto investment schemes. Also, they include behavioral analysis, which is basically helping to fight two-factor authentication bypass account takeover attempts. For our next story, we're talking about Google Merchant Center being linked to Google Analytics 4. Now, here's the thing. Universal Analytics is going to stop working sometime mid next year. So if you're continuing to use it, please don't. Also, Google Merchant Center a little while back rolled out auto tagging, wherein inside of Google's free shopping listing platform, if you click on a product, the merchant will be able to auto tag it so that they can track the conversion. Now, inside of Google Analytics 4, if you go over to conversion settings, you can now link it to Google Merchant Center and better track your sales from Google Merchant Center and Google Shopping products. For our next story, we're talking about Google Multisearch, which is basically breaking the internet right now. Inside of Google Lens on your Android or iPhone, you can tap on the lens icon and then select or take an image and then click on the plus icon and then enter some text and basically search using your image and your text. For example, you can take a picture of your pant and then type in a text of the color, and then Google will search using both of this information. What's interesting here is that currently this is only rolling out in English in the US. For our next story, we're talking about Twitter's unmentionable feature. Now, Twitter, if you didn't know, had a pretty interesting week. For example, Elon Musk bought 9.2% stake in the company valued at about $3 billion and has also taken a board seat. Apart from that, Twitter finally announced that they're going to be working on an edit button, and they're also confirming that they're working on an unmentioned feature wherein you can tap on the three dots next to your name in a reply and then unmention yourself from the conversation so that you can live in eternal bliss. For our final story, we're talking about Pinterest fighting climate change. Now, Pinterest is such a lovely platform because they take a very proactive step about information on their platform. For example, their latest feature will basically block climate change misinformation, including climate change denial and content denying human involvement in climate change. What's great here is that this is an expansion of their anti-vaccine misinformation platform program as well as their election misinformation platform program. Now, after Pinterest has done this, both Twitter and Facebook have said that they will follow suit. That's about it for this week's episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, please go over to your favorite podcast application, subscribe to the Social.in podcast. By the way, our podcast is now available in video format on our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up there as well, and we will see you guys right back here next week.